Hi and welcome to Thursday's webinar session hosted by GCI. I'm Brad Kamel, Head of Business Relations over at the GCI Smart Hub. And firstly, I'd like to thank you all for joining and getting online today. Hopefully you've grabbed a pen, pad, maybe even a strong coffee, sat down and got ready for today's session. I want to start by giving our apologies first. Carmen wanted to be on so much with me today talking about the Smart Hub. She's super excited about what's going on in the background. I think the last time we've done this, it's going back about 2 months ago. So it's good. We needed to do it. We needed to get on. We needed to interact as we promised with our members, professional introducers and agents across the globe. So today's video session is going to tell you a little bit about what we've been up to, what you can get and what you can find and what you can achieve with using the GCI Smart Hub. I've been on a personal journey myself. I wanted to learn about Forex. And we've got a fantastic product on the GCI Smart Hub that you must go and have a look at. But I'm going to get the guys on a live Zoom call today. I'm going to interact with them. I'm going to ask them some super important questions. We're going to talk about what they've been doing with me and how I got started being a beginner. But first off, I just want to go back and strip it right back to the start and why we're actually here today and what we are trying to achieve. So welcome first to any new subscribers, people joining the GCI Smart Hub. It's been an emotional roller coaster for Carmen and the growing team. You know, we're taking more and more people on, more and more faces are coming, more and more professionals are coming, new angles, new ways. So it's really fresh. I think it's important in the current climate that we're in. You know, we don't know what's going on. All these news coming out of Australia and now over 50s are getting vaccinated. To be honest, I can't watch the news anymore. I need to focus on what I'm doing and what we're trying to achieve with the GCI Smart Hub, and that's concentrate on what we do best and what we've all done for years and what we have the client banks to use and utilize. So today I just wanted to touch on, you know, there's more products being added to the GCI Smart Hub now. We've even got our own property division on there. There's some brilliant opportunities. You must go on, you must be a member, but you must need to, go and log on, put your password in and go and see the products for yourself. We've really tried to bring a diversified portfolio of products to you to have a look at. If it's a product that you like and you want to learn more about it, then we'll give you access to everything that we've already found out about it. If it doesn't take your fancy, then that's your own opinion, but we've tried to put on there as many different products as possible to suit each person's wants, needs and requirements. So it's super important. So yeah, if you haven't already, go and have a good look at the products. We're constantly doing updates. If there's anything extra that you need or you have any questions, you can contact the GCI Smart Hub team. They're always happy to take your call and point you in the right direction. We're trying to put as much video content on the Smart Hub so you can watch at the comfort after a day's work, sitting on the couch on your phone, iPad and tablet. And that's a good point to go into. We started the GCI Smart Hub for interaction, easy access, having the right documentation and having all the knowledge and nous that you need when you're going into your meetings or conversations with people or maybe looking to invest yourself. So I'm going to go through what I've been up to, and the guys are going to come on. I'm going to get Oliver Templeton and Robert Shuttler from the IFX Robot. That's the FX side. That's super exciting as well. So I'm not going to waste any more time, and we're going to go straight on to the Zoom with the guys. Hi gents, and thanks for jumping on the GCI Smart Hub webinar today. Ollie, how are you?
Hi Brad, good morning. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Excited to be speaking with yourselves and also the viewers on the GCI Smart Hub, and giving an insight a bit more into what we do and how it all works.
Good. And yourself, Rob, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you, Brad. Thank you for asking. Yes, also excited to talk about GCI Smart Hub and the partnership with the IFX Robots. So discuss our products, the markets, and really just assist our viewers in what our products do.
Brilliant. I think nowadays this is the norm where more and more people are using Zoom's webinars to, tell everybody else what they're up to and what they've been doing. I know that Ollie and I have been working hard over the last couple of months on my journey with the IFX Robot, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But really, I wanted to get you on. I wanted you to tell the agents that we have over at GCI Smart Hub a little bit about IFX from your stance, the performance, what we're seeing in the media, and just really have a general chit chat of where we're trying to go with the company and how to bring it forward. So Ollie, we're going to start with you. You and I have been on a journey over the last couple of months, and I think from my stance, being a complete beginner when it comes to FX trading, I was happy for when Carmen asked me to jump on this project and work directly with you both. I've enjoyed it because it was something that I've always wanted to learn, and I struggled to understand it, but I think from the help from you guys, it's really opened my eyes. And when we started out, I mentioned in a first video, in a first conversation that you and I had, how many people are on social media saying how much money they were earning and all these luxurious items that they have. So I wanted to see if I could go out and find a little bit more about FX. So you and I have been busy. Can you tell us what you think, where we've been and what we've been up to?
Oh yeah, I think the approach that you've taken, Brad, with the GCI Smart Hub and how you've documented the journey is so insightful and important to potential clients and viewers. What you've done, sort of providing a candid insight using, obviously you're a beginner, and a lot of people are in the industry going into it. And what you've really done is you've shown a real sort of insight into starting things off with the videos. We've spoken openly about how to set things up, install the software, get the accounts open, anywhere from now to where you're live trading. And I think giving people these views where they can have a sort of fly on the wall approach and they can watch from themselves, watching the YouTube, whatever it may be, the Instagram, and they can actually see for real how it all works. But more importantly, what it does is it helps people to see that the industry, there's pros and cons to the industry, and what we've tried to do within the videos is highlight to people that there are risks out there, absolutely, but done in a proper structure, without the glitz and the glam that people see on Instagram. It is done in a very real way, in a conservative approach. There are a lot that can be taken from the markets, and there's a lot of money that can be made.
Yeah, I agree. And Rob, obviously, you've been the camera shy one in the past, and haven't chose to be the front face. But I know you do a lot of work in the background. And when we spoke, we first met, you were excited to see how I got on through my journey and being a complete beginner. What have you thought of the content that Ollie and I have been putting together so far? And how do you think it'll help people to understand the IFX robot a little bit more?
Yeah, no, I think it's been great. I mean, what I love about the approach is the openness and, the way that obviously there's the GCI Markets partnership with IFX. What we're a technology company. We are producing software to help people trade. At the end of the day, as Oliver pointed out, there are a lot of people offering similar services online. Some of them are education, some of them just sort of, open an account with us and make money. But unfortunately, a lot of it is false and misleading. What we want to do is try and avoid that and be a lot clearer about the markets, clear about the risks involved, and at the end of the day, deliver a good, reliable product. With regards to the systems that we've developed, a lot of work has gone into them. Years of back testing, professional traders have helped build the strategies. But more importantly, once the product is delivered to the client, it's Mr. Client, here is your software. Here is how it works. Here are the risks that are involved. Why don't we work together to get it set up and get it trading for you? I mean, we've got, I was looking at a client the other day, and he put his settings on pretty conservative settings. He did very well for the first 6 months. We were talking about changing the settings, but he changed them, but he kept them the same. Over the COVID drama of 2020 and so on, he didn't perform. But over about 2.5 year period, he lost 15%. Now, you know what? I've lost more on my ISA. In my opinion, over that period of time, that is not a massive loss. And that does show you that the system can have settings that can manage your risk. Obviously, we want to be open. We want to talk about the good stories and the bad stories. On the flip side, we've had clients that have done very well. But the point I'm trying to make here is we will help you set up the software, set up the settings to suit your risk for appetite.
Yeah,
appetite for risk, nice.
Listen to what you're saying there, Rob. I think Ollie will agree with me on this. We've touched off most things in the videos, haven't we, Ollie? We've spoke about the risk. We've spoke about, the glorious life on Instagram and people being drawn into come and learn with me, become a billionaire overnight. Just absolute nonsense. And I think from our stance and what we've been doing with the videos, trying to make it real. I've not come into Forex to become rich. I've come into Forex for another income stream coming into my family. It's I'm not getting much from the bank. ISAs are massively underperforming. As a man in this day and age, do I want to go the traditional way of setting up a pension or an ISA? I don't know, and I'm still lost. So my idea with this was, I'm going to give it a go. I can afford to do it. It's not my last £10,000 that I've got, but I can afford to do it. I'm comfortable and I can see what happens. I think making people and our viewers understand the risk is so important. I didn't want to start this journey as I'm coming to sell software. Of course, I work with IFX in conjunction with the GCI Smart Hub, and it's so important that people know that. But I think you and I, over the last couple of weeks, and listening to Rob, then it was like we script this all because we talk about most of them factors on the videos.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I love about the way that you communicated it. We just want to be open, and the frustrating thing is there are obviously a lot of risks involved. But if you sort of listen to people who have made the mistakes in the past, then you're in the best position. We make the mistakes so you don't have to. Yeah. That's kind of the strategy that we've adopted over the years. But I mean, it's yes, it's a case of, as you say, you don't put your last 10,000 in. You put money in that you're willing to risk, and obviously you want to diversify what you currently have. Let's face it, equity markets are sky high, interest rates aren't doing anything, cash and so on, it's not making much. And so there are other opportunities out there. We, with our partnership with GCI, feel like we can obviously accommodate a large number of clients, explain the risks, set up the accounts for them so they can see strong performance, but at the same time understand what their risks are. And that's what I'm really excited to sort of start doing. Very excited, to be honest, yes.
I think when Carmen and I set out on the GCI journey of bringing the Smart Hub to the table, it was for organisation, for helping our introducers understand that we'll go out, we'll find your products, we'll do all the due diligence on there, and we'll house it in one place. There's nothing worse than going and sitting with a client and not being prepared and not having that documentation to hand. When I looked at the Forex, the reason I was so keen to work so closely with you was because it's something I always wanted to understand, but never took the time. I thought, wow, this is a great opportunity. I've attracted this into my life. I want to learn it. And I sat down with Ollie and we started to go through it step by step. And I believe with the introducers and the agents that we have around the globe that use the GCI Smart Hub, there's a lot of products on there now that is a diversification. And I think the FX stuff coming onto the GCI Smart Hub enhances us as a company. But I'm already seeing the results from using the IFX, so it makes me double excited. Ollie, I know that you and I went out and started, and I want you to obviously touch on this, but I was a complete beginner, Ollie. I know nothing about it when I sat and spoke to you. It was something that was interesting to me, but I could just never get a grip of it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this is the type of field that a lot of clients and obviously a lot of introducers on the GCI Smart Hub will be in exactly the same boat. They have limited to no knowledge at all on the sector. And what we've tried to be is, let's face it, the product that we have and the product that we've developed on our side is very complex, it's in depth, and there's a lot to it. It's taken many years to finesse it and to make it as efficient as it is today. But what we've tried to do is to make a very complicated product simple on the outside, so that when clients and introducers alike are looking at it as a term of, as a way of diversification for their clients, for themselves, they can look at it in the simplistic value in the way that we present it, and they're like, okay, yeah, this is something I can do. This is something that I don't need to have a PhD in science or maths for. They can get behind it and they can go on to it with confidence. And if there is, if they have questions, they can see there, from the videos that we've created, they can see that there's real people behind it and that we can be contacted straight away. And there's faces here and there's people here who can guide them through every step of the way.
Yeah, I think
exactly.
I think if I had not known you and just, we spoke about it when I done my research in my first video, I think it was, Ollie, I went out and researched how many products, robots are out there, and the market is flooded with them, and I can see why a lot of people would go, yeah, I'll buy that, and then not get the support that I got. I got a lot of support from Ollie every step of the way. In some days it was comical, some of the questions that I was asking for you, Ollie, but for me it was something that I need to know. And I think, if I hadn't have had the support of Oliver, then this is a product that I'd have bought off the shelf, had a little play with, probably lost some money and gone, right, that's not for me, and left it. And that's why in, I think the third or fourth video, Ollie, I spoke about that support and what that means to a customer of getting on your dashboard, seeing how to set it up, going over to MT4 and setting your account up with them. There's so many processes. It's going to be easy now for the introducers that are signed up to GCI, because they can go and follow them YouTube videos or also download them off the GCI Smart Hub direct.
Yeah. No, I sorry to interject there, but you're so right with regards to the support that Ollie offers, myself as well, and that's, I think, our unique selling point, making sure that every client is supported throughout the whole process. Also, we're not claiming to be an education company that will turn you into a professional trader in 5 minutes, which unfortunately there are millions of those, And guess what? They charge you $5,000 at the front end. They don't care if you turn into a good trader or not. They've got their money.
A smash and
And
grab.
it takes years to be a good trader, and on top of that, you need to just have that unique sort of ability to sort of take some risk and the right psychology as well. I think our unique selling point is the algos do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, teach you where to take the risks, and then we'll join you on the whole journey. And Oliver is, I would say, an expert in that. He's got the PhD in looking after clients and FX algos. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think, Ollie, just going back over to you, I think with the type of introducers that we have and that are connected with the GCI Smart Hub, I think the IFX robot would be a good addition to their portfolio. And it's something that I'm interested in getting this video out today. Obviously, Carmen and I have been so busy over the last couple of weeks ourselves just with the GCI Smart Hub. There's a plethora of products on there now that I think suits all types of agents, whether it's ethical, whether it's trading, whether it's property. There's so much that are introducing go on there now. I think the IFX robot is a real good addition, but the short of it is, what are people? What kind of returns is the IFX making? When people buy investments through loan notes and bonds, they know on the black and white paper what they're earning. What sort of figures are we getting back from the IFX robot?
I think it's key here, Brad, to say that obviously the results derived from the algorithms themselves. This comes from the markets. So there's no way that we can guarantee there's going to be 100%. 5% every month. We can't do that. But what we can do is we can take a good average, and then we can say that, if a client was to come on board with, sort of conservative medium risk settings, they could be looking to take away sort of between 2 to 5% a month, depending on the market volatility.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, of course, because we have multiple clients with different settings as well, the results can vary. They can be higher or lower. But the beauty is, of course, this isn't your old-fashioned asset management where performance fees are taken, management fees are taken, your money's locked up and you can't touch it. It's from a legal perspective, 100% of the client's accounts. They're in charge of deposits, withdrawals, and of course, yes, as Ollie rightly stated, on sort of conservative settings, 2 to 5% a month is quite achievable. That's the thing about Forex, because of the volatility that takes place, then there's that opportunity to take the money away from the market. I mean, we have seen some very flat periods. 2019, the volatility was so low. I think it was just nothing was happening in 2019. As you can imagine, 2020 was insane. It was just off the charts. But yeah, and on top of that, we obviously, as you probably already stated in previous videos, we publish our results live online so people can monitor them 24/7.
Fab. I think you've touched on another few points that Ollie and I have spoke about. The one that I liked was, I can access my money within 24 hours. It's not locked away, as you've just said, Rob. It's visible. It's, discretionary fund managers here in the UK, regulations, it ticked all the boxes for me, and that's why I got involved. That's why I got on board. I'm glad that we've jumped on board today and we've had this conversation, because I want to share my story and my journey with the GCI Smart Hub introducers. I just wanted to touch on a few things that I've seen today, and it's quite important that we speak about these things. And I've seen a documentary last night on the BBC. Did anyone see it? I think it was on pretty late.
Unfortunately, so yeah.
Again, it's the sucker sell, isn't it? It's people being drawn in, they get rich, the vulnerable people, and I just wanted to err really on the back of that is, what we've done has not come at a better time, because we've started from scratch, and we spoke about this months ago. This sort of scenario happened, Ollie, and we looked at it in a different angle. And now it's come to light. And the other one was the Only Way is Essex lady, Lauren Gooder. She's just had her advertisement taken down for stating she's made £1,700 in 2 days, which again is a big no-no in the FCA's eyes. So I just wanted to really touch on that, Ollie. What's your views? What's your thoughts?
You know what? I think it's super important that this stuff comes out, and I think it's also equally important that we push ourselves and distance ourselves from what has been advertised. Unfortunately, when you got articles like this coming out on the mass media, it does tarnish. It paints the whole sector with a bad brush. But what we've done is, we've made everything. We've put faces, by the voices. We've been very open with what we're talking about. And I think what we need to distinguish here is that, what's been advertised through these things from various celebrities. I think it's key to make the differences between, between what that is and what we provide. For example, the money stays in the UK. The clients have 100% access to their funds, to their accounts at all times. They're not sending money to a black hole. They have full transparency. They can see what's going on. With a lot of these investments that's advertised from these various celebrities, it is a black hole. There's no way that the clients can see exactly what's going on. They're sending money to some far out land, God knows where. It is a black hole. It's a big difference between them and us, but we need to continually, highlight differences to show people that with us, there is a level of, there's a level of structure and there's a level of trust in.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Rob?
Yeah, you make some very good points there. I think the main thing is what they do is they mislead. They lie. You see these adverts and it just says 18,000. It says whatever. And hence, someone who's not in the industry will get sold. And that is what the regulators hate, and rightly so. Don't mislead your clients. I can promise you, I haven't got a Ferrari. Ollie hasn't got a Lamborghini. I've got a clapped out 2007 car. And so we're not in the industry of misleading. It's been going on for years. I'm surprised that it took such a long time for sort of the papers and documentary makers to pick up on it. But that is the one thing that I do hate about them. They mislead their clients, and hence, once the money's in, they've been lied to and they're not getting it back. With us, we're extremely open. And at the end of the day, the Forex market is the biggest market in the world. It's 4 trillion a day. All the banks are constantly doing it. But also anyone can access it who's over 18, which means it's abused by so many people. But of course, there are a lot of good people out there as well. And so it's just important to differentiate between the two. And really, the alarm bells should just ring is when you're promised things. If you're promised a return, then walk away, because that's usually when there's
alarm bells start to ring.
Yeah, because you can't even say the G word in finance. You can't say guaranteed. Not in anything. I think the only thing you can maybe do it is in cash ISAs. That's it. Nothing can be promised. And especially when they talk about these crazy returns in a short space of time. So yeah, I'm glad that, as you say, there's these articles out there that are educating the public. It's a shame that it might tarnish the industry, as you say, Ollie. But hopefully the good guys will come out, and it'll be an opportunity for us to sort of, bring on the clients and be more sort of open about the risks that are involved.
Fabulous. Well, guys, listen, I'm not going to keep you any longer. It's been great having you on today. I know you're both very, very busy. Obviously, the GCI introducers can use GCI 100 to use a 10% discount off the purchase of the software. That's thanks to you guys. And anybody else that wants to get involved, they can visit www.ifxrobot.com for more information. I'm going to see you guys probably in the next couple of days, some more videos with Ollie, some more education, and hopefully in the not so distant future we can get you back on and we can start telling our viewers about some of the results that we've been getting and how it's all been going over at IFX Robot. Thanks, Ollie. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you, Brad. Take care.
Cheers, Brad. Take care, gents. Bye.
So there you have it, another great session with the guys over at the IFX Robot, and it just shows how connected we are with all our product providers. We are working closer than ever before to make sure that you guys have got the information, the documentation, the proof to back up your offerings. If you've not already had a browse around the GCI Smart Hub, go and have a look at the products. We have tried to bring a diversified selection. The IFX is one of the latest additions to it. I wanted to get involved because I knew nothing about it and I wanted to make sure that I learned the product. So it shows you all the videos that I've been posting and putting onto the Smart Hub from my journey of starting as a complete beginner. So if you've not already looked, go and have a look. The guys are there to be spoken to. So if you want any more information on a product that you've seen, that you like, you may have questions, pick the phone up, speak to the GCI Smart Hub team. Our support team is there. They've got all the information they need and they're 9 times out of 10 going to be able to answer the question that you've got. And if they haven't, they will get the director, CEO, whoever they need from that company to find you the answer. So if you haven't, go and have a look. It's been great speaking to you. It's been great having the guys on. Carmen and I are going to try and jump back on in 4 weeks' time together, back on the sofa. We're going to tell you a little bit about the structure of the Smart Hub and what products are on there and how we've been getting on and the people that we've been meeting. Networking is key in our industry, and Carmen and I are always open to discussions with introducers and professionals from around the globe. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video content and I hope to speak to you soon.